Season 16 comes with a ton of new features, and it's also one of the biggest meta shakeups in Apex's history. As such, I'll be sharing 30 free tips for you to get a leg up in the new season. Let's dive into it. The new weapon, the Burst Assault Rifle Nemesis, builds charge when firing every burst. This charge goes up to 100, at which it fires over 200 damage per second, making it one of the highest DPS weapons in the game. It deals 17 damage per bullet, so 68 damage per burst. What many don't know is that you can not only pre-rev the Nemesis by shooting the ground before engaging an enemy, but you can pre-rev the charge to 100, reload, and fire again to keep the charge lingering for a little bit longer. Despite being a burst weapon, the Nemesis has something called an automatic trigger, which means that you can keep holding the fire button to keep shooting the moment the gun is ready to shoot again. You can only scan for the next ring by using a controller class legend, but that doesn't mean that you're screwed if you're playing a recon legend like Crypto. You can still scan survey beacons to get the information about enemy teams' whereabouts for 30 seconds, and you can use this information to figure out where they all are rotating to and make an educated guess of where the zone will pull. Pathfinder's passive has now changed as he no longer can scan beacons being a skirmisher, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a passive. You can now get your ultimate back plus the 10-second ultimate cooldown reduction by revealing an incoming care package with your skirmisher ability. Rave's ultimate now extends up to 150 meters and speeds up significantly the farther you run with it. What many might not know is that the portal is more than enough to place on either side of a team deathmatch map. You can use this to your advantage to constantly rotate around and catching your enemies in the TDM game mode. Rave's ultimate speeds up in 3 different stages. At stage 1, Rave runs at 364 velocity, at stage 2, she runs at 414.98 velocity, and at stage 3, she runs at 468 velocity. For reference, a legend normally runs at 299 velocity with their hands out. The firing range is now a great place to get warmed up in. You can turn on infinite ammo as well as make the dummies move and dodge around at different speeds to practice your tracking. We now have a golden shotgun bolt, which basically works the same as the purple bolt, but it borrows a little bit from the old kinetic feeder attachment, meaning that you will reload your shotgun by sliding. Sliding reloads your shotgun no matter whether it's equipped or stowed away. The Rampage is now back as floor loot, but heads up, unlike when it was in a care package, it doesn't come pre-charged anymore. With the return of the Mirage Voyage on fish farms, the Divide, and on World's Edge, keep in mind that this point of interest has crazy good loot and generally speaking good rotations. You can get a golden loot ball by shooting the disco ball in the bathtub room and spawn 2 more by pressing the button at the top of the backside deck. And hammer points are back, baby. These now legendary attachments can significantly improve the damage of the P20 or the Mozambique, with the P2020 dealing 27 damage against flesh and Mozambique 60. Hip firing with assault rifles is now a lot worse, and if you get close enough, you either want to step back to get a bit more distance between you and the enemy or switch to your secondary weapon. While team deathmatch loadouts are decided on spawn, enemies will drop the weapon that they were using when killed, meaning you can pick and choose to upgrade your loadout as you go through a life. If you have a rare item such as a Kraber and feel especially petty when dying, you can swap to your secondary to deny the Kraber from dropping to the enemy. The care package Hemlock is incredibly scary with an increased range, increased headshot damage, and better recoil, and faster reloads that overload the magazine with 9 bullets. I normally don't vouch for burst weapons, but don't sleep on this beast. Mastiff and Peacekeeper now take stocks and have received a buff to their spread patterns and projectile size to make them more consistent. You will definitely benefit from having a shotgun as a secondary this season. Since Fuse is an assault class legend, he will be able to carry more ammunition per stack, meaning he will have a lot more space in his inventory for a lot more grenades. For those wondering, assault will allow you to carry 80 bullets of light from 60, 80 bullets of heavy from 60, 80 bullets of energy from 60, 37 bullets of sniper from 28, and 21 bullets of shotgun from 16 per stack. Seer is practically gutted this season, and if you want to use his passive, you need to slow down a lot and carefully go over every enemy hiding spot for long enough that a heartbeat will play, which then will light up and activate your passive. The heartbeat beats every 1.75 seconds with an enemy on full health, so you would need to linger your aim for quite a bit. In the same vein, Seer's Tactical no longer shows a full body scan on scanned targets, and if you use it, it is more crucial than ever to communicate the enemy's position and saving your Tactical to cancel the enemy's heals, revives, or other channeled abilities instead of using it to reveal their position. Bloodhound can now find white ravens on the map. These white ravens only spawn if there aren't any enemies nearby, meaning that they will also be an indicator to help you know that you are safe. You can interact with these ravens to be led to the nearest enemy's position. Using a white raven Raven will recover 25% tactical and ultimate charge. Scanning a white Raven will instantly refresh your tactical, meaning you can double scan for extra coverage. You should subscribe to this channel so you catch all the upcoming Season 16 educational content dropping for the remainder of this week. Activating Bloodhound's ultimate will also spawn a white Raven that leads you to the nearest enemy. Killing an enemy will also trigger a white Raven that leads you to the next target. Bamboozling an enemy as Mirage will now reveal the bamboozled enemy's position and continue tracking them for 3.5 seconds afterwards. Make sure that you hit as many bamboozles as possible mid-fight to help your team identify where the enemy teams are positioned. As a Mirage, reviving a teammate will cloak you both for 3 seconds after the revive is finished, but be warned, this will be cancelled prematurely if either of you draw your weapon. This patch, Pathfinder can no longer elongate his zipline by holding it out and then stepping backwards before placing it. He instead will be able to place a zipline up to 200 meters away. The ziplines can no longer end on out-of-bounds zones, and the velocity of the Pathfinder zipline has been increased by about 66% from 600 to 1000. This means that you can cross large distances very fast and makes Pathfinder a pretty good rotational legend. If you place the zipline in a way where it launches you at the very end, this means you will go zooming for longer distances. Horizon might finally end up being in the dumpster this season, as the farther you go up her gravity lift, the more spread your weapons will have. Her ultimate also no longer pulls through Gibraltar's bubbles or around walls. Enemies need to have a line of sight with the black hole to get sucked into it. The red bins introduced this season have a secret compartment that can only be opened by the assault class. This contains 4 smart loot attachments, meaning they will be upgrades to you or your teammates' gear. One slot will always be reserved for optics, and all attachments are of a rare, so blue quality or above. Support class legends will be able to buy back their teammates' banners, and in some cases, you'll be able to buy back both the teammates' banner and a mobile respawn beacon. But keep in mind, this doesn't mean that you should immediately bail the second your teammates go down. Unless your teammates didn't do anything, you should probably try to clutch up, as you have a way higher chance of winning as a full team than running away and maybe reviving. When playing gun run, your gun progress counts based on your team's kills, so if you're struggling on getting a kill on your weapon, don't worry, once you get a kill, you will catch up to the rest of your team. Just because classes add to a legend, that doesn't mean you should only use 1 legend per class. Take it into consideration when building a roster, but the class passive is more of a bonus than anything else. And wow, we got pretty far in. So as a thank you for watching this far, I will be giving away a SkyPad 3.0 glass mousepad to one of you lucky guys watching. Simply go to my Twitter and join the giveaway. I'll also link the tweet in the description. And those are the 33 tips. If it helped you, hit the like button, check out the video on the screen, and I'll see you all tomorrow. I want a hug. All right, Revenant. Very balanced weapon chat.